This is Vanuatu, a nation of 82 islands, hidden in the vast blue wilderness of the Pacific Ocean. Port Vila, on the main island of Efate, is the capital of the island nation. Our first glimpse of the vibrant nature of this South Pacific nation is a visit to the market in Port Vila. Villagers from all over the island come together here to sell their fruit and vegetables, grown in rich and fertile volcanic soil. On offer is a staggering variety of tropical produce, brought to the markets in hand-woven baskets. The exotic fruit and vegetables are displayed on long tables under the roof of the market building. Traditional dishes like lap-lap, made from grated manioc, taro or yams, are on offer and is served with grilled fish, chicken or vegetables. Kava roots have a prominent place amongst the produce. It's now January, the height of the cyclone season, and meteorologists are watching a tropical low north of the islands. Just outside Port Vila, high above Mele Bay, perches The Summit, a world-class tropical garden. Established by American landscape architect Adam Ellman and Australian owner Leslie Batty, the garden is the largest tropical garden in the South Pacific. Over 1,000 different species of tropical plants originating from all over the world are featured in the summit. Under heavy skies, we stroll through 11 named and themed gardens spread over 6 hectares of tropical splendour. Then squalls begin to roll in from the ocean. The wind is picking up. It's time to go indoors and visit the sandalwood oil distillery within the garden. Back in Port Vila, the weather deteriorates and we opt for more indoor activities. The Cultural Centre gives us an insight into the heritage and traditions of the far-flung island nation. The museum showcases cultural artefacts from across the archipelago. This is a demonstration of the ancient tradition of sand drawing from the Northern Islands. Outside, the rain has intensified. This afternoon, the country's meteorological station issues a cyclone warning. Lusi is on her way. First reports of damage and fatalities come in during the evening news. With the cyclone forecast to impact Efate the following night, there is, however, still time for a tour around the island. First stop is Ekasup Village. It's also called Custom Village, where visitors learn about Indigenous life, including traditional dances, firewalking and food preparation. Next stop is the Blue Lagoon, a large swimming hole about 70 metres long and 30 metres wide. On the exposed northeastern side of the island, the approaching cyclone Lusi is starting to whip up the winds. The storm is now over Epi Island and is tracking southwest toward Efate. time to return to Port Vila. During the drive back, the weather is deteriorating rapidly. Just after nightfall, Lusi, now a Category 2 cyclone, arrives. Sightseeing options the next day are now very limited. Only the Mele Cascades, a series of waterfalls in a narrow rainforest-clad valley not far from Port Vila, are accessible. The next day, the airport reopens and flights to the island of Tanna resume. Dramatic post-cyclonic cloudscapes can be seen on the short island hop. Then Tanna appears, still dark, still cloud-covered, the surrounding ocean still pounding its coast. The unsealed road brings us to Tafutuna Cultural Village. This grassroots business is run by young people from Tanna and the small island of Fortuna, east of Tanna. The idea is to make a difference to their communities, to keep people in touch with their culture, and to share it with the rest of the world. Tanna's most famous attraction, however, requires a much longer drive over rough roads impacted by the cyclone. This trek from the west coast of Tanna to the east coast in a battered four-wheel drive is an adventure in itself. The road leads into the sparsely populated interior of the island. Near the east coast, the island plunges steep down towards the coast. This dramatic section of the road was built by engineers from New Zealand. Once down the switchbacks, the road deteriorates into a single-lane track cut deep into the black ash. The lush vegetation begins to change and to thin out. Then, quite suddenly, the track leads out into the open. A desolate moon landscape opens up, and the destination of this adventure takes centre stage, Mount Yasur, a very active stratovolcano. After negotiating the ash plain created by the prevailing winds on the northwestern side of Mount Yasur, the track once again enters lush vegetation on the protected southern side of the volcano. before leading up to the barren slopes of the rumbling Fire Mountain. From the end of the four-wheel drive track, we walk up to the rim of the crater in about 10 minutes. Mount Yasur is one of the most active volcanoes in the world and has several active vents. It's also one of the most accessible active volcanoes and allows visitors to observe the elemental forces of nature close up. With the light fading, the regular strombolian eruptions become more visible and more dramatic. Back on the west coast of Tanna, the ocean is still in turmoil after the cyclone. Then it's off again to the interior of the island. This time the mode of transport, quad bikes. These vehicles are ideal for the treacherous roads on Tanna. Our destination is Yakel Village, hidden deep in the jungle. Its inhabitants still live a very traditional life, representing one of the world's last true tribal societies. The chief allows visitors to his village, and the locals display some of their traditional dances. This village was one of the main filming locations of the award-winning Australian Vanuatu movie Tanna, a Romeo and Juliet story set in traditional island society. We're off again on our quad bikes. The track leads through jungle, farmland, past houses, to a destination which is not well known and not usually found in travel guides, the Giant Banyan. To see this arboreal sensation, we'll pay a small fee to the local landowners. Deep in the interior of Tanna, hidden in a jungle valley, grows what could be the largest banyan tree in the world. A giant fig tree, the banyan is characterized by aerial prop roots that mature into thick woody trunks. Old trees spread laterally by using these prop roots to grow over a wide area, forming a whole forest of just one tree. After exploring this amazing tree, it's time to leave the lush interior. Once more, we travel through pockets of farmland that were wrestled from the forest as we ride back to the rugged west coast. And here, tucked away in lush vegetation, awaits Tanna Lodge, a perfect hideaway to relax for a day or two before flying back to Port Vila.